Hi, this is Will, the founder of Scale Messaging. In this video, I want to show you exactly how our process works and what it is that we do. This is the exact process that we use to optimize over 900 pages now. And as you probably know, I run a conversion rate optimization agency that specializes in getting the messaging right. So why messaging? There are thousands of ways we can optimize conversion rate. Why do we focus so much on getting the messaging right? Messaging is the thing that is fundamentally affecting all of our marketing results. Facebook ads needs the word. Email campaigns needs the word. The landing pages, of course, the website, they all need the word. Yet we are at a time where we're so disconnected with the customers that we don't really understand and know what words matters to them, what words resonate with them, what is the true motivation to buy from us rather than anyone else. We are all trying to search for the next Facebook ad tactic or the campaign structure or the next Google algorithm change or the next analytics tool that will help us or give us more data. Yet we're so disconnected with the customers. We don't truly understand what they want to see, what words matters to them. This is what scale messaging about because a lot of us are offering tremendous value. Our actual value is a 10 out of 10. Yet people only perceive a 3 or 4 out of 10. That gap right there is the messaging because we're struggling to convey our true value. The message is not getting across. And this is why we focus on getting the messaging right. But then also, messaging is something that we can change very quickly without having to redesign the whole website or changing the structure of the site. We can simply change word or add a simple session on the page, and we can dramatically increase the conversion rate. Speed is the reason why we love getting the messaging right. But then also the scalability of getting the messaging right is also another reason because, like I said, messaging is everywhere in our marketing. Once we know we've tested what works on the page, we can then implement the same messaging across other areas, including other landing pages, including your Facebook ads, including your email campaigns. There's the scalability and the speed, but then also putting that connection back with our customers. So let's dive in. Let me walk you through quickly what our process is, what it is that we do, and why we do it. Step number one is about clarifying your value proposition. Like I said, many of us don't even know why customers buy from us rather than anyone else. If you have customers, if someone just bought something from you or sent you an inquiry yesterday, you have a value proposition because that person chose you rather than anyone else. And we want to find out the reason why he did it. And a lot of us don't really know. We're still guessing why people buy from us. And if we can distill that reason, if we can come up with a hypothesis, then we can know what it is that we have to say to emphasize that reason. And that's step number two, is knowing what the key messaging is. Because once we know why people buy from us, we will know what do we need to say, what do we need to emphasize to get that message across. So that's step number two, is to know what to say. Once we know what to say, then we know what are the changes we need to make on the page to get that message across. And that's step number three. And as you can see, we won't know what changes we need to make until we know what is the message we need to get across. And we don't know what message we need to get across unless we know what is the real value proposition? Why people buy from you? And that is a hypothesis. That is a hypothesis, yet we have to test it. And a lot of us are not doing the testing part, they're just guessing. And the one, two, three part, what I call the artistic part. This is where the artist comes in and they have a lot of ideas, they just implement it, but they never test it. They don't have the scientific part of the whole process, we need to validate the messaging. We can't just write something up that sounds compelling and we say this is going to work, or design something that looks pretty and say this is going to work. We have to test it. This is the only way we can get to the truth, because even I've optimized over 900 pages now. I still don't know. I can't say for sure this is going to work. We have to test in order for us to get to the truth of knowing what actually resonates with the customers. Until they pull out their credit card and actually buy it, or until they actually submit the form, no one knows. So step number 4 is about validating what we're saying in step 1, 2, 3. What we do, we will put all these changes together, create what we call a treatment, and we run that treatment against the original side by side, run them simultaneously so we can see exactly how this one is performing better than this one. Once we see a consistent and a significant uplift in the conversion rate and the revenue, then we can say this is the winning version. And we move on to step number 5. And step number 5 is the most important of all the steps, because everything that we're doing here, the whole process, it's not to just get a lift. We're trying to learn something about the market. We're trying to learn what it is actually that motivates them to buy from you. What are the messages that actually resonate with them? And that right there, that insight is your competitive advantage. Because once you know that, you can apply that across all other marketing channels as well. And step number 5 is not just about getting the lift. By this point, the conversion rate is already increased. You're making more money, but we don't stop there, because I want our engagement to be meaningful, not just a temporary lift for the next couple of months. We want to actually learn something about our market, and we can use that insight and scale that across all the marketing channels. And this is what scale messaging is is the scaling part of it. Is how you can learn that message and then scale that across other channels. That's what scale messaging is. So step number 5, by this point, we already have increase in the conversion rate and revenue. But then the most important thing is we learn something about the market. We know what messages resonate with them. And step number 6, it's about scaling that message. Where else can we apply this message? Can we put that in the PPC ad copy? Can we put that in the retargeting campaign? Can we put that in the FAQ? Can we put that on other landing pages? Let me give you an example. We've tested one set of messaging on one single product page for an e-commerce, just one product page. And we got a 49% increase in revenue. Then we apply that same session, that same set of messaging across all other product pages. That's where the real money is. It's not about getting that first lift. It's about learning something that we can actually scale. That's what scale messaging is about. So this is the whole process. Hopefully this clarifies what it is that we do, how do we work, and more importantly, why do we do it? Because we are really at a time that we are very, very disconnected with the customers. A lot of us, as business owners or marketers or agencies owners, we don't even know why people actually buy from us. And I want to put that connection back so we can actually say things that matter to them. There's always a better way to convey value. If you know your actual value is a 10 out of 10, but people only perceive a 3 or 4 out of 10, that gap, I will help you to fill it. And sometimes people ask me, what about the standard conversion rate? Our standard conversion rate in our industry, according to this, is 3%. I don't look at it this way. I only look at what is your actual value and what is the value that I'm perceiving when I'm on your website. If I see this gap, there's opportunity for us to make money. Hopefully this will clarify everything. And if not, you can always book a call and chat with me. If you haven't, you can go to scalemessaging.com/results. There you can book a call and we can look into your messaging and see if there's a gap that we can fill. You've already done that. I look forward to chatting with you. My name is Will, and talk soon.